Welcome to everyone from all the members of Group B. The questions are.
Question number one is, a high technology company updates its production factories every 2 years based on the product design cycles. During the production ramp, MRO inventory is required to be high to ensure production output is met. But at the end of the production life cycle, there is significant excess inventory. A supply manager decides to sell useless inventory that is scattered throughout the organization's multiple warehouses. Which of the following would be the most appropriate to maximize cost saving? The options are option A, classifying the inventory by ABC type. It is to divide inventories in the groups recognizing their usefulness to the company. A being most useful and C being least useful. This technique is most appropriately used for planning, ordering, and management of inventories, but useless inventories can also be sold by the supply manager to regain some revenue. Option B is consolidating the inventory at one location. Inventory consolidation is the process of storing all the inventories at one place for easy fulfillment to the production factories and to save on transportation costs. Hence, does not involve any selling of the inventories. Option C is negotiating restocking agreement with the suppliers. Restocking involves buying back of the unused inventories by the supplier, but it is usually incurring restocking fees ranging from 15% to 25%. But even after losing 15 to 25% of the original price of the inventory, the supply manager can make most out of the unused inventories. Option D is valuing the inventory with the finance organization. Valuing the inventory is for the purpose of financial statement at the end of the financial year and hence does not involve selling of the inventory. Hence, after considering all the options, option C, negotiating restocking agreement with the supplier is the best option for selling those unused inventories by the supply manager.
Question third. Albright's two new warehouses were built to house finished goods to improve overall customer service. Albright Solar Power's marketing and sales vice president, Mike Moore, wanted the highest customer service levels possible. So Moore had a discussion with Mike Jones, the manager for inventory control and warehousing, and Moore suggested that the best way to achieve desired high customer service levels was to carry 100% of all finished goods inventory. Jones responded that Albright's could not afford that level of customer support as the necessary finished good inventory would cost too much. So aside from the cost of the finished good themselves, which of the cost element would most likely be the greatest driver of finished good inventory costs? So we had four options. First, inventory holding cost, then cost of invested funds, option C, shrinkage of goods, and option D, material handling cost. According to me, the right option for this scenario is inventory holding cost. This cost refers to the expenses incurred for keeping goods or inventory in a warehouse. It is the main factor influencing the finished product inventory cost. This cost ensures that customer service targets can always be met without compromising cash flow or running out of stock. Option B, cost of invested fund is not the greatest option because it is the sum of acquisition of an investment to be wholly owned directly or indirectly by a company, the amount paid or budgeted to fund the acquisition, construction, improvement, or development. Option C, shrinkage of good. It refers to the reduction of inventory which can be caused due to theft, fraud, damages, shoplifting, or any cashier error. So it basically is the difference between the actual inventory and the inventory recorded on the balance sheet. Option D, material handling cost refers to the way the products are moved, stored, protected throughout the supply chain. So all the other costs are under this scenario. It basically is the cost of moving the products throughout the supply chain.
Hello, I am doing question 4 from Group B, and my name is Tyler Langdon. ISM has been missing production schedules due to the suppliers not providing required inventory levels. In the short term, you have allocated resources to expedite orders, but you cannot continue with this tactical solution and need to consider a strategic solution. You opt to implement a physiological approach intended to ensure that business evaluates, measures, and improves business activities. Is this called total quality management, lean processes, continuous improvement, or statistical process control? After doing some research, the best answer is continuous improvement. Let's investigate it. So first, total quality management. Some of the attributes of total quality management include pursuing the quality at the source, emphasizing prevention rather than detection of defects, focus on process rather than output, strive for zero defects, establish continuous improvement as a way of life. This is an important process as seen in this quote from the textbook. Applying these principles to supplier quality management becomes critical if firms want to avoid embarrassing and costly public relation nightmares in the marketplace. Next is lean processes. This is another quote from the textbook. Such leaders imbue the organization with not just the tools of lean, but with the culture of continuous improvement. Lean is a drive for efficiency using the tactical tools of lean management. Lean management is a philosophy of minimizing waste and working to efficiency. Because of this focus of reducing waste, I do not think that is the right answer to the question we are dealing with, and that is the inventory of suppliers. Third, there's statistical process control. This can be included as one of the tactical procedures in total quality management. Statistical process control is defined as the use of statistical techniques to control a process or a production method. Statistical process control tools and procedures can help to monitor process behavior and discover issues in the internal systems and find solutions for production issues. Statistical process control is often used interchangeably with statistical quality control. Lastly, there is continuous improvement. This is the correct answer because of the continuous improvement is part of every other technique to improve the business, but this question asks for the physiological approach, and that is what this is. This is an idea of small improvements that over time become bigger and ultimately change the way that the business operates. It is a philosophy with small changes to all areas of the business over time, there will be a big improvement. All of the other three ideas contain an element of continuous improvement.
Question number 5. An engineer with an aerospace firm has been asked to design packaging for a new product to be sold to the US government. The product is very delicate and expensive. The engineer is being asked to ensure the company's cost program is considered in her design. The goal of a package cost optimization program can best described as option A, using non-recycled paper and plastic to create a unique design. Option B, creating a package design that can be used for multiple products. Option C, purchasing the material used in packaging from a single supplier. And last option, using the least packaging while providing adequate protection. Option A is false because sustainability reflects not only the importance of strategic environmental practices of suppliers, but also the management of social responsibility in the supply chain. In this case, not using recycling materials might go against principles of sustainability, social responsibility, or even ISO 14000 regarding to environmental management system. The following option, B, is false because even this option might be taken into consideration as true because it's another way to optimize the packaging process. It is not the best option because in this case, the packaging will be needed for a fragile and expensive component, which means the major efforts should be focused on properly protection and trying to save cost, but making sure an adequate level of protection of this product is taken in place. Option C is also false because a single sourcing strategy is motivated mainly by cost, where products and services are fairly generic. Also, in case the single source disappears or fails, it should be easy to choose another supplier relatively quickly. In this case, our customer is the US government and it's going to be for a sophisticated industry, so we cannot take the risk to have a single supplier. Therefore, for risk mitigation, it's important to have more than one supplier. The last option, option D, using the least packaging while providing adequate protection, is the best option because packaging can be optimized by eliminating non-essential packaging elements, making sure we are using the right amount of materials to protect the product. Packaging that takes less to assemble will reduce any additional time spent with packaging, which also means decrease in labor costs and resources for the supply chain team. It also, when products are over packaging, using far more material than is necessary, we will have excess that is not only wasteful, but also has an impact in our environment, not just in terms of landfill, but in transportation costs due to size and weight issues. This excess will lead to waste on fuel, energy, along with higher transportation fee through all the supply chain. So in this case, or this scenario, the package cost optimization is best described using the last option, which is gonna reduce cost by using less packaging, but at the same time it's gonna make sure that we are using the proper and adequate protection for the product.
Thank you for watching. Have a great day.